Now, as we know, successful trading requires discipline. It requires focus and a strong understanding of your mindset. However, too many traders develop bad habits that sabotage their performance. But the first thing is really identifying these common areas, which can help traders to correct them and establish healthier and more productive trading practices and behaviors. Now, here are some of the most important or prevalent bad habits to watch out for. So, FOMO. Too many traders struggle with FOMO. It's the intense feeling that you're about to miss out on a major profit opportunity, that you have to act immediately, that you have to be in the market. Now, be mindful that a lot of traders experience FOMO because they want to be in the markets to experience the dopamine chemical, that good feeling, that high, that rush. First of all, mindful of the trigger or triggers as to why you experience FOMO. So, unfortunately, decisions made in the heat of the moment from FOMO often lead to losses. Again, it's emotional, irrational trading. It's not how you should be trading. So you really need to be the observer here. Why are you feeling FOMO? Why are you executing trades when they're not your right setup? You need to be the observer and you need to be in control of your emotions. But we'll talk more about this. No single trade or price movements defines your trading career. Remember that. So many traders get wrapped up in one single trade. So even when you miss out on what appears to be a significant opportunity, there's always going to be another. So the ways to overcome FOMO. It's simple. Stick to your trading plan. Trust your strategy and remember there's no need to chase opportunities that do not align with your plan. Accept missed opportunities. It's important to accept that missing a trade is part of trading. You can't be in every single trade. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the less pressure and resistance you'll feel to act irrationally. Also, I want you to focus on your long-term vision. Successful traders don't measure their performance by individual trades. They just don't do it. Focus on consistent, calculated decisions. Learn how to manage your emotions because we know that trading can be very emotional. But when you master your emotions, it's what separates you from the rest. Again, techniques such as mindfulness and emotional management is really going to help you to resist and act on FOMO. Remember, there will always be another opportunity. No matter what, or what matters is that you're prepared to take the right ones when it comes. It is quality over quantity. So let's start breaking this cycle of bad habits now, traders. In trading, bad habits we know are detrimental to your success. And the key to overcoming them is self-awareness and conscious and subconscious behavior change. So when you start to recognize and interrupt and challenge these negative patterns, you can replace bad habits with positive habits. So the first step in breaking this negative cycle of bad habits and behaviors, you've got to be self-aware here. You've got to be self-aware of what's going on, who you are, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, what's going well, what's not going so well. So have self-awareness. It's the first thing or the first step to creating good habits and behaviors. So to become more self-aware, again, journaling and mindful techniques. They're the two top things that's really going to help you as traders to become more self-aware. You can also ask for feedback from your support group or your family about how they're seeing you. Are you managing stress well? Is there room for improvement? So the goal is to identify the triggers and emotions that lead to bad habits so you can start to address them and change them. Now that you've addressed or you've identified what these negative behaviors are, you can break your state. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when we're in a situation where we know we're doing something that we shouldn't be, stop. Break your state. There's different ways you can do this. So you can do like a physical anchor, you can walk out of the room, but breaking your state means deliberately disrupting the mental or emotional patterns you're experiencing. So some techniques for breaking your state include taking a break, and that's away from the screens, going for a short walk, doing some breath work. You can do physical anchors. So some traders use anchors like taking a deep breath, standing up, even doing jumping jacks, stretching, but it's breaking the cycle of bad habits here. You can also set up visual reminders or alerts that prompt you to pause or reassess your decisions before executing a trade. So this could be as simple as a pop-up message on your trading platform asking, are you following your trading plan? Or even a post-it note. Are you being disciplined? Are you following your process? Now, when you actively interrupt these negative patterns, you're going to regain control over your emotions. I promise you, it works. So the first thing is revenge trading. Now, revenge trading often occurs when a trader tries to recover losses by making impulse trades. And this is what happens is this is very reactional. This is an emotional response which can lead to even larger losses because traders chase after their previous losses and operate under the false belief that they can quickly regain lost capital. Now, I've seen more often than not when this happens is a very negative outcome. So recognizing this habit is essential because it can really spiral out of control if it's not checked and managed. The next one is overtrading. As we know, overtrading is the practice of making too many trades, which is often fueled by boredom or the desire again to quickly recover losses. Now, this habit not only drains your capital, but also your emotions. And the quality of trades is far more important than quantity here. So allowing emotions such as fear or frustration to drive your trading decisions is a common habit that really results in erratic behavior and, of course, very bad outcomes. So it's important to learn to manage your emotions to maintain a level-headed approach. Now, the next one is lack of discipline. A lack of discipline manifests in various ways, such as ignoring a trade or deviating from your risk management. Now, without discipline, it's almost like you're just on this slippery road. You're more likely to make reactive decisions and suffer inconsistent results. And next, we have FOMO, the fear of missing out. This is really common amongst traders, and it is the anxiety traders experience when they see others profiting or from missed trades. Now, this can lead to jumping into positions prematurely, too early, and also to jumping into positions without even being aligned with your strategy or your setup. So it's important to identify these common bad trading habits. It's the first step towards changing these, managing them, eliminating them, and also achieving long-term success. So develop self-awareness and discipline. This will set the foundation for good long-term success. Okay, so let's go in again, mindfulness techniques, which I do talk a lot about in the presentations and for good reasons. So mindfulness and emotional control are two of the most important things in trading. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day will help you to gain control over your emotions. It can help to improve focus, give you more clarity, build confidence, and also create a sense of inner peace within yourself. It can help you to be aware of your emotions in the present moment, and you can also be in a space where you're the observer. So you can just observe how you're feeling, the sensations in your body. It's really going to help to ground you as well. Remember, the key to overcoming bad habits lies in conscious effort. It relies on persistence and continuous improvement here. So discipline, or lack of discipline, the root cause of most bad habits. Now, we know discipline is a foundation for successful trading. Because without discipline, even the best strategies will crumble under the weight of emotional decisions. So say, for instance, I've met many traders who have an amazing strategy, good risk management, but they lack discipline. And so they don't see the results they want to. Now, let us explore how a lack of discipline creates bad habits, and more importantly, how you can start to break free from them. So let's talk about the relationship between discipline and bad habits. Now, bad habits in trading often emerge when discipline is compromised. For instance, when discipline falters, Emotional reactions take over. This exposure to the market increases risk and often leads to losses. You start to ignore risk management, taking on larger positions than you should. These bad habits develop gradually, and without addressing the root cause for a lack of discipline, you're going to start to find yourself in a cycle of self-sabotage and failure. Now let's talk around this myth that more is better in trading, because generally it's actually not. So the belief that engaging in more trades can lead to greater profits, this is a common misconception that really leads to negative, bad behaviours. Now, overtrading is not just about the numbers or the number of trades executed. It encompasses a range of emotional behaviours driven by emotions, impatience, and a lack of strategy. So here we're going to explore the reasons why overtrading is a harmful practice and how traders can recognise and avoid this. So, understanding overtrading. Now, overtrading typically arises from a mix of boredom, fear of missing out, and also can be the desire to quickly recoup losses. So traders may feel compelled to enter multiple positions in a short period, believing that increased trades is going to improve their chances of making a good profit. However, this mindset often leads to very bad habits and behaviours and decision making, and reduces the overall quality of the trades. So one of the most significant consequences of overtrading is the potential damage to a trader's account. So furthermore, frequent trading can result in greater exposure to market volatility. So the traders who overtrade may find their capital just dwindling faster than if they had had a more disciplined approach. So quality versus quantity. The term less is more holds true in trading. So instead of chasing so many trades, traders should focus on the quality setups that align with their trading strategy. The good, high probability trades that fit specific criteria, they're more likely to transform into positive results. So overtrading is a very strong emotion that can severely impact a trader's performance and profitability. Now, revenge trading. Chasing losses is a losing strategy here. It refers to the emotional response of trying to quickly recoup lost capital. Now, the consequences of revenge trading is really negative. And working with traders for so many years, it not only can affect their P&L, blowing accounts, but also have a huge negative impact in their confidence. And over time, this behavior can really affect their well-being too. So after a loss, step away from the screens. Take time to regroup and relax. It's important to rebalance and reflect here. So we've talked about the consequences. We've talked about self-awareness, breaking your state, about changing these bad habits. Now we need to talk about introducing new habits and behaviors, because you've got to replace them with something. Now, breaking bad habits isn't enough here. Introducing new habits helps fill the gap left by the old ones, and it ensures long-term success. Now, here are some ways to introduce new habits. Create a pre-trade routine. Develop a checklist that includes reviewing your trading plan before entering a trade, and also checking in on how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. Focusing on discipline. Reward yourself for sticking to your plan, even if the outcome of the trade wasn't how you wanted it to be. Now, over time, this reinforces the habit of discipline, patience, and accountability. So let's understand the cycle of habits. Now, after working with traders for over 10 years now, it's uncanny, because I have seen personally that it takes 21 days to create and break habits. However, everybody is different. It just depends on how deep-rooted the issue is. But there is a lot of evidence that I have seen. So let's understand the cycle of habits. Now, habits, whether good or bad, follow a cycle, a cue, a routine, and reward. So let's talk about the cue. The cue is the trigger or signal that prompts the behavior. So say, for instance, volatility in the market or an emotional state. Then you've got the routine. the action taken in response to the cue. For example, placing an impulsive trade. The reward, the outcome or perceived benefit of the behaviour, is potentially a sense of relief, even if the trade was unplanned. Now, to replace bad habits, you have to start to rewire it. So instead of trying to eliminate a habit outright, it's more effective to replace a routine part of the cycle. And this is replacing it with a positive action while keeping the same cue and reward. So I'm going to give you an example here. If market volatility triggers emotional trading, the cue remains the same, but you replace the impulse action with a healthier response, such as breaking your state or pausing to reassess yourself. Now, before replacing bad habits, you need to clearly identify them. Ask yourself, what behaviours are hurting my trading performance? When do these behaviours occur? What triggers them? Once you've identified this, you can start planning on how you're going to respond to them constructively. So, building new habits does take time, and trying to overhaul all of your trading behaviours at once will be just too overwhelming. Focus on one or two key habits at a time. So, for example, if your primary habit is overtrading, I want you to focus solely on that for a period until the new habit of selective trading becomes automatic or subconscious. So when we do something repetitively, when we listen to something consistently, when we write something, it becomes a subconscious automatic behavior. So then you can move on to the next negative habit. Now, consistency is key here. And it can take anywhere from 21 days to 60 days for a new habit to stick. So you have to be patient and persistent. Now, the more consistent you are, the quicker the new habit will be second nature. And I can promise you this, but you have to invest time to do this. So now we've got to this stage. It's about reinforcing new habits with positive feedback, because this will help to ensure that they stick. And again, you can really do things such as journaling to see how you're improving and growing. Now, whenever you follow your trading plan or you stick to your risk management, celebrate those wins. Even if the trade didn't result in a profit, it doesn't matter. It's how you performed. The goal here is to reward your behavior, not just the outcome. Now, some traders find it helpful to set rewards for themselves when they successfully follow their habits over time, and I strongly recommend this. So, for instance, reward yourself after a week of disciplined trading. Reward yourself and just say to yourself, I'm proud of myself. I'm accountable to myself. I'm getting better each and every week. Creating new habits in trading is not just about eliminating the bad ones. It's about replacing them with better behaviours. So the key to successful trading isn't about just making money. It's about building the right habits that will allow you to achieve long-term success in the long run. So again, let's talk about losses, because this is one of the biggest triggers. Now, losses are inevitable, and even the most successful traders experience losses. Here's how to build the mindset shift and turn your losses into powerful experiences. First of all, reframe your perspective on losses. Don't take these losses personally. Don't look at them as failures. The first step is turning losses and reframing your perspective to more positive ones. So instead of seeing them as a personal failure or a reason to doubt your abilities, view these as a natural part of trading. Accept that losses happen to traders, regardless of their experience. They're not a reflection of your worth or your competence. They're just part and parcel of trading. Separate emotion from evaluation as well. So what I mean by this is it's easy to let emotions just overtake your analysis after a loss. So really take a break your state, take some time to just be objective, take time to relax, and really practice self-compassion too, because this is going to help you to really become your biggest supporter. It's essential to be kind to yourself here, especially after experiencing a loss. Now, self-compassion really helps to create a supportive inner dialogue too, and it can build a sense of self-worth. This is one of the strongest things that's going to help you on your journey. Now, as we come to the end of our presentation today on breaking bad habits and creating new positive habits, I really hope it's helped you to identify the importance of this, to be self-aware, to be your biggest supporter, to know that you can change and you can do this. But you have to be patient, committed, and consistent. I wish you a great week in the markets. And if you have any questions or comments, please click or add in the link below. Thank you.